So this is a very short introduction to this workshop, to the pioneers who arrived in this first round of the celebration. We are expecting a peak of 60 people about Thursday. And so, but I have to thank those of you who were able to make it from the very start. This is a long, long Congress. So I hope that everyone will find an interesting moment and also an opportunity to rest and to enjoy other things. So this is a celebration of the end of a project that started about 7 years ago under the generic name Institutions, Decisions, and Government Practices, Theory, Simulations, and Applications. Long title, heterogeneous things inside. We live out of charities, as you know. This is charity from the central government at a moment where the charities were more generous than they are now. Thanks to that, this was a 5-year project that we have extended for 2 years, and that has now already a continuation. This continuation gives a lot of continuity to our efforts in micro and welfare economics and mechanism design in the Autònoma that has a long tradition, as you know, and that I was lucky to be a principal investigator for most of the projects, not all of them, because already Jordi has been principal investigator of some, and he will be continuing this tradition in the next things on which I will also participate, but not as principal investigator. So this is good news. There is continuity here. And, and policy, scientific policy, I suppose, all over the world, but in particular in Spain, is very much directed by chemists and people in the lab and biologists and physicists who think of teams as a big boss and then a lot of people in the lab. And we are certainly not working in that way. So our projects have always had to be adaptive to the reality, and we defined our projects in loose ways, very generic. And this accounts for the variety of what we've done, and even of the contents of this Congress, which tries to be symbolized in the poster that you will see and you will receive, and whose final secrets I will reveal on Friday when we have a somewhat longer meeting explaining what we have managed to do over these years. Let me just say that among the more satisfactory parts of what we've done, other than the pleasure of cooperating in a loose but very friendly way among all of us, there has also been the opportunity to finance quite a few PhD students and a sizable number of postdocs. And so this gives us also a sense of accomplishment for having not only served our individual purposes, which is not bad, but also some collective endeavors as well. The group is solid and it has been there, but it has also been slightly mobile. Some people have left or will leave, and I'll mention them later. Some others have arrived, and from my perspective, maybe the nicest thing is that the arrivals that were young junior researchers when they arrived are now very seasoned researchers, either when they leave or when they take further and further responsibilities. So it's a growing process that I'd like to have been part of. And that's it. We will talk a little bit more about what we have managed to do during these years. But it's better to go into papers and results. And again, thank you, all of you, for being here these days. This is about co-authors, future co-authors, friends especially. It's very nice. What I have to finish saying is that although all members of the research team have contributed in identifying those friends, co-authors, sessions that could be of interest, it's obvious that there are people who have worked and more than worked, worried a lot on behalf of all of us, and we should celebrate them. So outside you've seen Marta Ortega and Concha, with whom you have heavily corresponded. And there is also Blai, who has developed this poster. And of course, among us, Tomás, who looks to the infinite because he's a little bit shy, but he's over there. And then Xavier and Antonio. And they are the ones who have worked very, very hard to make this possible. And the rest of us are very grateful to all of you for what you've done. Thank you. So let's go for work.